has happened to Patrick Mahomes?
Well, what has happened is that, Skip, because his defense is so bad, he feels he has to make every play, he has to make every throw, and he's pushing the limits. The worst thing that you can do, Skip, if your defense isn't very good, the worst thing that you can do is put them back on the field immediately. They win the coin toss, they defer. When Mahomes touched the field, they're down 7-0. They get 2 first downs, they punch the ball. Mahomes come back on the field, they're down 14-0. Now he's in panic mode. Now he feels, Skip, I got to make throws. Because at that point, Tannehill was like 11 for 11. He ended up 21 of 27. So now they can't get any pressure because they got to sell out to stop Derrick Henry. And so now Julio Jones and A.J. Brown are just shooting fish in a barrel. They got one-on-one coverage, and the DBs the secondary isn't very good outside of Honey Badger. So now Ryan Tannehill, he has all day to throw the football for the most part. So he's just taking his shoulder, okay, A.J., you want this? Take this, A.J. Julio, here's you, the tight ends. And so Mahomes just feel like, Skip, I got to make every play or we have no chance. They're 27th in scoring defense, 28th in yards, last in yards per play. That exacerbates a situation. What Mahomes is doing is exacerbating an already bad situation. Skip, it's like if you got a rash, the worst thing you can do is scratch it because you're going to run the risk of spreading it. And so that's what Mahomes is doing. By him turning the football over, putting his porous defense back on the field so quickly, now they were down 14, now you're down 17. You were down 17, now you're down 24. And for all intents and purposes, the ball games is over. Plus, Mahomes has to know, for the most part, if you're not Kyler Murray or you're not Lamar Jackson, you're not used to carrying the football that far down the field. Mahomes, you already had the first down. Just slide and get down. He's trying to play hero ball in a situation that he's fallen behind, and he's played hero ball so many times before. And he's been so good at it. Now it's coming back to bite him. It seems like, Skip, every missed throw, ball gets popped up, and it happens. It's just like Trayvon Diggs. Every time somebody throws a ball in his direction, what happens, Skip? He picks it. Where every time a ball gets caromed, it pops up in there, the DBs are sliding up under. But that's what it is. The defense isn't very good. Mahomes is exacerbating that situation, and he's been struck by the the turnover bug, which is the worst thing that you can have if you're a quarterback and you have a bad defense that can't bail you out.
Okay, my first point is we went back and forth on, I believe, Friday's show about the over-under for Derrick Henry was 126.5. You went over, I said, you know, Kansas City has done a decent job with him, and they did a pretty good job on him yesterday. So he went way under because it was, what, 29 carries for 86 yards.
Yeah.
Okay.
They need to save some of them carries, Skip. At some point in time, Skip, you're going to get diminishing returns. You want him fresh down the stretch and heading into the playoffs. I thought about 8 or 9 of those carries were unnecessary.
Okay, so the point was it wasn't that he ran the Kansas City defense off the field. Obviously, the threat of him running the defense off the field obviously made Tannehill's ability to just pat the football a lot easier.
I got A.J. one-on-one. A.J., you got one-on-one. Okay, Julio, you got one-on-one. Tight ends running one-on-one, Skip. So you're right. It's the threat, and that's what Derrick Henry does.
Yeah, and Julio still doesn't look quite like Julio used to, but again, he gives them a weapon that they did not have. I think the hamstring is still bothering him. Okay, now to put this in perspective, what Patrick Mahomes was up against as far as the Tennessee defense goes, they had to start a guy at cornerback yesterday named Greg Mabin, who is on his 9th stop in the NFL. He only came to them on Tuesday from the Arizona practice squad, off which he was claimed by the Tennessee Titans. He walks in on Tuesday. He is starting against Patrick Mahomes on Sunday. 9 stops he's made in the NFL. He was undrafted out of Iowa in 2017. So don't tell me it was 2 shutdown corners you're up against.
No.
Okay? No. So again, they have some playmakers. Byard's a playmaker on defense, but they're not great on defense.
But what's the number one thing if you want to slow down a quarterback? Pressure. What were they doing? And that was my concern about Tennessee, Skip. And I said, well, you know, they got Julio, they got A.J. Brown, they got Derrick Henry, they can run. What about defensively? Because remember last year, 2 years ago, they tried to sign Jadeveon Clowney. Didn't pan out. They tried to sign Vic Beasley. Didn't pan out. They couldn't generate pressure. Now you bring in Bud Dupree, strip sack. You Greg Landry, who's doing a great job. So now they can pressure him. So the quarterback, you've rendered the quarterback obsolete because he doesn't have to hold up very long.
So I'm going to give you that it's a little about Patrick Mahomes trying to overcome his defense, but it's a whole lot more about Patrick Mahomes becoming a caricature of Patrick Mahomes. It's classic modern times, what we are with the internet, with the highlights, with Madden. You're trying to live up to an image that was built around you over the last 3 years. And you're trying your damnedest to live up to it, and it's harder and harder. And I first guessed this, so I'm not piling on here. I said it from the start when I heard in his second year in the league at training camp, he was practicing left-handed passes, practicing no-look passes. It won't work at this level because they're just too good. You can get away with it every once in a while, but it cannot become your whole image that your mystique is that you're the globetrotter of NFL quarterbacks. Who knows what you might do next? Will you throw it around your back? Will you throw it between your legs? And he seems like a good kid who's caught up in his own image to the point that you can't keep living up to it. Andy wants him to live up to it because Andy loves that image of, I picked him, I created him, he is my product. Behold my product. I'm going to give him the greenest light that ever was in the history of the universe.
Well, the left-handed throw saved me yesterday because he was going.
Okay, well, let's see that. Could we please? That was in the third quarter. And I'll give you this. He's going to his left, so it's like I got to switch hands and throw it out of bounds. Okay, I got it. But it's just part and parcel of what I've been telling you. Nobody does that in this league. Nobody does it. No, have you ever seen anybody do that?
No.
Maybe once upon a time somebody tried it over near the sideline, the last second switched it and just tossed it out of bounds. But he actually threw it out of bounds left-handed because that's what Patrick Mahomes does. And he was stubbornly proud after the Washington game in which he was a disaster in the first half, but they came back and looked like the Kansas City Chiefs in the second half against Washington, right?
Yep.
And he said, I'm going to keep doing my stuff. It's who I am. It's who we are as a team.
Right.
Because if you pull off a no-look, if you pull off a left-handed pass, it tends to ignite the whole team. Even maybe the defense plays a little hotter and higher and harder than it would have.
Right.
So he's trying his damnedest to get back to that, and it's just getting worse and worse. So if we could see the pick first. He throws the pick. It's just a wild throw. It's a dangerous throw that's ill-advised.
Right.
You just, no quarterback should try this, and he got away with a lot of them, but now he's running the wrong direction. He tries to throw it across his body. Maybe he should have tried left-handed.
No, Skip, what all he had to do is just keep running.
Yeah,
if you keep running, he could have got the first down.
Okay, so he's forcing it into a covered receiver, and that's what often happens when you try a pass like that.
At some point in time, Skip, he breaks contain. No, just run.
Okay, he had it.
Just run.
Yeah, he had it. Yeah, I don't know if he'd gotten the first down, but he could have gotten 5 yards.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's the thing, Skip. You need to be in a situation because, look, Tampa's giving you the blueprint.
Yep.
Everybody's playing shell coverage because they know you don't want to run the ball and you really can't run the football that effectively. So now what needs to happen is that you need to stay in third and manageable, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4.
I got
Skip, when you get 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, now they're going to play that shell coverage because they know you want to get deep. And so now we get home with 4.
Okay. Now for the fumble play. So he gets loose and they're way down. This is in the second half. Obviously, it's 27-3. And he's running and it's loaf of bread in right hand, and he didn't tuck it. And Byard, who practices this play, said, I saw that he didn't have good ball security, and I hammered it out.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay, so is it frustration? Is it desperation?
Now put the ball in. Skip,
he had it. He had the first down already. Just slide right over the yellow line and you're good, right? Okay, it's just trying to do too much because you're Patrick Mahomes. And it's cool to run with the ball out here like loaf of bread. Cool. It looks cool, but it ain't cool in the end because you lost the football at a point you didn't. And at that point, I thought, well, if he gets the first down, maybe they've been the comeback kids, you know, like
yes. But that took all the air out of the room.
And then they had a 47-yard field goal. If we could see the final play that disturbed me about Patrick, and he's holding the ball too long, and all of a sudden they wind up with a 57-yard field goal on this sack. You just got to do something. You got to cut loose on time. You got to step up and cut loose. But again, the refurbished, rebuilt, revitalized offensive line has not been protecting him like I thought they would.
You're right. You're absolutely right. The thing is with Orlando Brown, he has to understand, Skip. He's not a guy that has quickness. He doesn't have Trent Brown or Bakhtiari's or one of these elite level tackles quickness. So his whole thing is about power. He's a big man. So what he tried to do, and I don't want to get too specific here, but what he's trying to do is hold. He's trying to play for the game and kick at the same time. And he's giving the guy short porch. Well, the guy's going to just run around you and just make the play. You don't have the kind of foot speed to kick, to do that, to try to hold and kick and get there in time, bro. You just got to get there and just use your side to overwhelm someone. But you're right, Skip. I thought the offensive line would be a lot better than what it is, and for the most part, they have not been.
So they have fallen to 3 and 4 to the very bottom of your division, your old AFC
They're in trouble,
West.
Skip. They're in trouble. They got the Cowboys, still got the Cowboys. They still got the Packers.
They do.
And they still got the Raiders. They still got the Chargers again.
They do. Again.
They're in trouble. They're in trouble.
They were your Super Bowl pick.
They're not my Super Bowl pick anymore.
We have an announcement. We have a proclamation. Shannon Sharpe says no more Super Bowl pick. What is today? I lose track of the dates.
25th.
25th of October, Shannon Sharpe says he is done with the Chiefs.
No, I'm not done with him. I'm done with him being my Super Bowl pick.
Okay, well, that's the same thing. Okay.
Skip, you saw that defense. You already know when you see the defense take the field. They play dumb football. They get it 3rd and 5. And what does Frank Clark do the first possession? He jumps offside. And I keep telling people, that's dumb football. That's football that gets you beat.
Okay.
You're not good enough to overcome that.
But I like Frank Clark as a player, and I like Chris Jones as a player because they can be forces.
Well, Chris Jones is playing out of position because they got Jaron Reed and they got the other big guy inside who are a very good defensive tackle. They bunt Chris Jones. Chris Jones has elite level speed for DT, not for DE.
Okay, and I love Honey Badger, and yet it's just he's only one little guy back there.
Right. He can't be in 8 places at one time.